Ooh! I do not understand why this player is going so late. He is the #1 wide receiver for a Hall of Fame quarterback. The quarterback has come out and said, this is my #1 guy. Good afternoon, Bay Nation. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Bay. I'm your host, Mike Williams, and today we're going to be going over 12-person mock draft. It'll be a full-point PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and I threw in a kicker and defense just for fun. And there's also 6 bench spots. So let's get it started. As you can see here, I pulled the 3 spot, which is an interesting choice. In a full-point PPR league, you can go either way, wide receiver or running back. I'll be giving my breakdown momentarily. Off the board, #1 and #2, Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey. I prefer Christian McCaffrey, but I don't blame you if you go Jonathan Taylor. Now I have an interesting choice. Do I go for a top-end wide receiver or running back? So in my personal opinion, I prefer to go running back early if I can. I noticed that the running backs run out a lot faster than the wide receivers. You can get wide receivers in rounds 3 through 6 that I love. Running backs in that area is a little suspect. So now which running back? I do love Derrick Henry, and I'm very tempted to take him here, but I gotta go Austin Eckler. I have him #3 off my board. Next, we have Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, Najee Harris, Jamar Chase. Top 3 wide receivers going off the board in the middle of the first round. Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs. Wrapping around, round 2. Travis Kelce, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, Alvin Kamara. I still can't believe Alvin Kamara's going that late. The middle of the 2nd round, that's a steal. If he doesn't get suspended this year, whoever gets him, it's a lottery pick. Next up, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, first QB off the board. Interesting. All right, see who we got here. So when I'm drafting, I like to let the draft come to me. I have very few rules. Other than, I don't draft a quarterback in the first 3-4 rounds. I just don't do it. I like to load up on wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends, leaning towards running back. But here it gets interesting. So let's see who we got on the board. Running backs. Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner. All right, 4 solid running backs that I like. Let's see what wide receivers we got. Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, AJ Brown. All right, so I think that these 3 wide receivers, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen, are in a higher tier than these lower wide receivers. How many running backs we got? So we have 4 running backs that I'm comfortable with, and we have 3 wide receivers that I'm comfortable with, and 4 spots going before me. Well, I love Leonard Fournette, I like Zeke, and I like James Conner. I do think that Leonard Fournette would give me a higher edge, so I'm tempted to take him. Let's not forget about tight end. Mark Andrews is still here. Not bad, not bad. You know what? I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette because I think that one of these receivers or tight ends will come back. And there's a lot of question marks with Javonte Williams. I think he's great. Will he get the touches? Ezekiel Elliott's offensive line just got destroyed, but so did Leonard Fournette's. I think Leonard Fournette's going to catch more balls than them, though. All right, let's go with Leonard Fournette. What do we got? Deebo Samuel off the board, Ezekiel Elliott, Mark Andrews, and Javonte Williams. Still got James Conner on the board, but I'm liking these receivers. I have Mike Evans as the last one in a tier, so let me go Mike Evans. And yes, I know I'm going heavy Bucks, which I don't tend to try to stack up. All right, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, George Kittle, Patrick Mahomes, Jay Dillon, James Conner, Pitts, Travis Etienne, Cam Akers, Deontay Johnson, Darren Waller, Pittman, McLaurin, Montgomery, Breece Hall going in the 4th round, Lamar Jackson. All right, look at these running backs. See, this is what I mean. Josh Jacobs, Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins, Elijah Mitchell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A.J. Dillon is the only one in this range that's even kind of interesting to me. I'm avoiding all the other ones. So it's wide receiver. Jalen Waddle, solid. DJ Moore, solid. But in this range, I got a couple receivers that I just absolutely love. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. More Sutton than Jeudy. Mike Williams, love. Allen Robinson, incredible. Marquise Brown, Brandon Cooks. I take all 6 of those receivers over all those running backs. Not even close. Now it's about which one do you want. So you have Mike Evans, who is going to get you the touchdowns. So you need more of a reception kind of guy. Going with Mike Williams, I think, would be a little boomer bust. So let's go Cortland Sutton, because I think that he's going to get targeted more. And I could go DJ Moore, but I don't believe in the quarterback. I could go Waddle, but I think he's going to be splitting a lot with Tyreek Hill. And Waddle really lived off of being targeted a bunch. And I don't think that's going to happen as much this year. So let's go Cortland Sutton here. All right, Josh Jacobs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Antonio Gibson. All right, now I kind of got my pick at receiver here. Oh man, this is hard because normally I would love to go Mike Williams here. I'm a big fan of Mike Williams this year. I like Marquise Brown. I think he's going to be great in the beginning half of the year. Brandon Cooks is slept on every year. Every year people sleep on Brandon Cooks, and I love him. I should take him here. Let me check my rankings. This is difficult because I want Allen Robinson bad. But I think my team needs Brandon Cooks, a stabilizer. Somebody is going to get targeted a bunch. I got Brandon Cooks higher. Got to take Brandon Cooks. There are other drafts where you will be able to take Allen Robinson. Just know, Allen Robinson is an absolute beast. And I think that people need to be drafting him more and earlier. But you got to do what's best for your team. I think my team needs some consistency. Got to go Brandon Cooks. It hurts though. It hurts though. I'm going to do it. Sometimes you just gotta take your medicine. You don't wanna, but you need to. Alright, J.K. Dobbins, DJ Moore, Schultz, Joe Burrow. Ooh, okay. TJ Hawkinson. Oh, sorry, I was just seeing if he was gonna get back to me. He did not. Elijah Mitchell, Mike Williams, Kyler Murray, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson. Steal for them. Marquise Brown, Michael Thomas, AJ Dillon. He almost got back. He almost got back to me. Adam Thielen, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now we got to take a look around. Let's go through and see what we got. Let's look at the team really quick. So we got 2 running backs that I love, 3 wide receivers, big fan of. I like all 3 of these receivers. So we're fairly even. At the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tight ends off the board. All right, let's see. We got Dallas Goedert left, Zach Ertz left. It looks like the team before us does not have a tight end. So this is why I like to be 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. You can really gauge what other people are going to do so you can predict what you want to do. So for example, if both of these teams had a tight end, I would know I can wait on tight end until it comes back around because they both have tight end. But because only one has a tight end, it's a little more sketchy. Same thing with quarterbacks. Neither one of these has quarterbacks. So they each have 2 picks. There's a chance they go quarterback here. So what quarterbacks do I like off the board at the moment? And is there a big teardrop? Okay, so I like all 3 of these quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. Heck, I even like Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. But I do think that there's a teardrop off after you get past Brady. But that means that there's 3. So there's 2 people that are drafting ahead of me, and there's 3 quarterbacks. That means I need to wait on quarterback and make another selection. But whom do I draft? I like Rashad Bateman. Love Gabe Davis. Running backs. I think Chase Edmonds will get back to me. Kareem Hunt's a solid flex play. Yeah, I think that's what I'll go with. I'll get a running back now. Zach Ertz would be fine to have. But honestly, I can wait on tight end and go with Cole Kmet late or anybody else. Let's see what else we got. This is where you play the ADP game. Now, there's a chance that Chase Edmonds doesn't get back to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th running back. So, he could or could not get back to me. And I'm digging the receivers in this range as well. You know what? Sometimes you should gamble. Sometimes you shouldn't gamble. With the running back in the 7th round, with a lot of these people needing running backs, I'm actually just going to get Chase Edmonds now. Ooh. All right. So we got Jalen Hurts off the board, which really like Jalen Hurts. DeAndre Hopkins suspended 6 weeks. Fine. Russell Wilson. Big fan of Russell Wilson this year. Mr. Unlimited. All right. So Strategy worked out. They took 2 quarterbacks. One's left. It looks like I'm making a stack with Tom Brady. I'll take it. Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, Gabe Davis. That's a good deal for him. Rashad Bateman, Kareem Hunt, Tyler Boyd, Dak Prescott, Patterson, Aaron Rodgers, Walker, London, Renfro, Goddard, Rashad Penny, Singletary, Ayuk, Zach Ertz. Oh, that was so close. I almost got Zach Ertz. He was 2 picks away. Oh. This happened to me in my real draft too. I was 1 pick away. Oh, it's fine. I'll get Cole Kmet later in my draft. All right, who do we got on the board? No more quarterbacks. Ooh, I do not understand why this player is going so late. He is the #1 wide receiver for a Hall of Fame quarterback. The quarterback has come out and said, this is my #1 guy. I don't understand how Allen Lazard can still be on the board. Yes. Give me all of the Allen Lazard. I'm a believer. Great pick. All right, so Allen Lazard. After that, we got Moore, Stevenson, Tyler Lockett, Garrett Wilson. And I'm back on the board. All right, what does my team look like at this point? 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers, and a quarterback. Not too bad. All right. Got some receivers here that I love. I think Robert Woods is going crazy late. Chris Olave is good. Christian Kirk, people. He got overpaid this year, I know. But let me paint a picture for you. GMs are just people, just like all of us. When we make a decision, not only do we want to be right, we want our bosses to know we were right. And all off season, everyone has been talking about the same thing in regards to Jacksonville Jaguars free agency. You paid how much for Christian Kirk? Really? Could you imagine hearing that all off season? I am sure management has come down and said, hey, this Christian Kirk thing, we got to make it work. And because of that, I got to go with Christian Kirk. This dude is going to get the touches. This is a full point PPR league, people. I'm talking lots of targets. Robert Woods, next off the board. Dawson Knox, Chris Olave, Treylon Burke. Ooh, got a couple tight ends going off the board. Matthew Stafford, Trey Lance, Pierce, Cook. Ooh. I was looking at who's coming back to me. Mike Gesicki. Don't draft him this year. He's not going to get targeted. Melvin Gordon. Kind of wanted him. Pat Freiermuth. Derek Carr. Robinson. Very curious to see when he plays this year. Sky Moore. Albert O. Claypool. Kadarius Toney. And Kirk Cousins. Let's check out to see what my teams to the left have. All right. He does not have a tight end. Meaning he's probably going to get one soon. I don't have many running backs. I need to grab one soon. All right, let's see who is available. Cole Kmet's on top of the list, and running backs. Ooh, yes. If I can get Darrell Henderson on the way back around, that would be chef's kiss. Perfect. All right, so let's go tight end first because he also needs a tight end. Come on, come on. Yes! That's what I'm talking about! I don't understand why Darrell Henderson is going so late in drafts. Sean McVay has come out and said he has 2 running back ones. That means to me it's going to be a running back by committee. One's going in the 3rd, 4th round. The other one's going in the 9th round. Actually, correction. The 11th round. That's incredible. All right, moving on. Alexander Madison. We got some kickers, defense. Wow, we went kicker and defense. Heavy. Julio Jones. Yo! Big Julio Jones fan, but I couldn't get him with all the bucks I have on my team already. Nyheim Hines, MVS, Russell Gage, defense, Ravens, Landry, Matt Gay, kicker from the Rams. We got the 49ers defense, and Bass. Oh, man. I want to take Brian Robinson here, but after the tragedy and him getting shot earlier today, I can't do that. That was unbelievable. I want to send wishes out to his family, and I hope that he's okay. I saw that he was in stable condition, and I don't believe it's going to be life-threatening, but a carjacking. I honestly, oh man, I feel for the kid. He was just about to get his big break in the NFL, and he gets shot multiple times. It's terrible. Here's for a speedy recovery, Brian Robinson. Oh, man. All right, so looking at the running back position, Isaiah Spiller, I'm not hearing great things about it. He seems dinged up, and he also doesn't look like he's taking over that role. Rashad White, I already have Leonard Fournette. I need to look at somebody else's backfield so I can get an advantage later on just in case somebody gets banged up. Kenny Gainwell's a solid option. Tyler Algier is also a good option. I do think that J.D. McKissick is going to be more involved now. So let's grab J.D. McKissick. Cowboys defense, Spiller, Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Higbee. 5 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 3 picks left, and I'm not taking a defense and a kicker. So, what else we got? Jahan Dotson this late is a great pick. Romeo Doubs, Nico Collins, like him late. KJ Osborne, good pick. Isaiah McKenzie, also another good pick. JK Hamler. Yeah, there's a lot of great receivers that I can pick from moving forward. So let's grab a running back while we can. And I think that the one that's closest to getting to a starting running back role is going to be Tyler Algier. That being said, we are kind of far away from the season. If something does happen to DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams would be a great pickup. Yeah, I'll grab Jamal Williams. Yes, I know it might be a little bit of hard knock syndrome, but he gives good speeches, and I think he's going to be involved. And he's also a handcuff in not a good offense, but an offense that should be better than it was last year. Give me Jamal Williams. White, Watson, Tua, Devontae Parker, that's a good pick there. Rondale Moore, kicker, defense, kicker. Ronald Jones, Tyler Algier, that was a good one. Brian Robinson, defense. Kenny Gainwell, Packers, Myers, Field, Broncos. All right, let's get a couple receivers in here. Jahan Dotson, I'm digging the fact that he's going this late. And he was drafted early for a reason. I think they're going to use him. Ooh, Tolbert going. And then my last pick, give me Romeo Doubs. I think that with these last picks, it's important to get players with some upside. Like, if something happens to the starter, maybe they get a bigger role. That's another reason why I got Darrell Henderson, Jamal Williams. In this next week, we might find out more information on what's going to happen to Jahan Dotson. Is he going to be more involved? Is Romeo Doubs going to be taking that leap to be the number 2 wide receiver? This is the time to grab people to see whether or not they're going to get a bigger opportunity. Obviously, I didn't draft a kicker or a defense, so 2 of these players will have to be dropped, but if somebody gets dinged up, I can move them to my IR spot. So let's do a quick recap of this team. Started off with a strong running back in Austin Eckler. Came back around, got Leonard Fournette, one of the best pass-catching running backs in the league. With Tom Brady's offensive line banged up, I definitely think that he's going to be getting the ball out faster, meaning when Chris Godwin gets back, it's going to be going to him and Leonard Fournette because Brady likes to dump off the ball. Next, coming on around, we got Mike Evans. We know he's going to get at least 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. With the team banged up, I wouldn't be surprised if we went for 15 touchdowns and 1,200 yards. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Next, we have Courtland Sutton. I think he has huge upside with Russell Wilson. I'm big on him this year. Absolutely love Courtland Sutton this year. I think he's going to break back out. Cooks, this is more of a strategy play. So I love Brandon Cooks, and I think Brandon Cooks is going to have a fantastic year. But the way that I drafted my receivers, Mike Evans, who goes up and down, and Courtland Sutton, which I'm not quite sure of, but there's a chance he also goes up and down. Brandon Cooks is going to be good every week. Every week, Brandon Cooks is going to get 8 to 10 targets because he is the number 1 on that team by far. He got paid, and they're going to use him like a number 1. So I think that he's going to get a decent amount of targets, and I think that balances out my wide receiver core. Moving on, we have Chase Edmonds. I could have waited till Chase Edmonds went to the next round, but I wanted to make sure I grabbed a solid running back that I was comfortable with in round 6, and I think that he's going to get utilized in the passing game. The Dolphins went out to get him specifically. As soon as the opportunity to grab a free agent came up, Chase Edmonds was number 1 on their list. They went and got him, and I love that. I think they're going to utilize him. Next up, we played the game on who's going to come back to us with Tom Brady. This is an important thing to know. When you're close to a turn like this, and there's only 2 people going in between you, you can kind of plan out what they're going to do. And if there's 3 quarterbacks that you like, well, they're not going to take 2 quarterbacks. So they're each going to take one. and you get the leftover. And this time, it led me to Tom Brady. I would have been fine if it led me to Russell Wilson. I would have been fine if I got Jalen Hurts. I think all three of them are going to have a great year. Next, Allen Lazard. Absolutely crazy that he is going in the 8th round. In the back of the 8th at that. Give me all of the Allen Lazard. I absolutely love him this year. I think he's going to be incredible. 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns, I think, is probably where he's going to get, and I think he could go higher than that. Aaron Rodgers is trying to prove to everybody that he can make a receiver. And he's already said Allen Lazard is his number 1. So, take that as you may. Christian Kirk, I wasn't going to go wide receiver here, but Christian Kirk is incredible value in the 9th round. He's going to get targeted a lot. The team needs him to succeed. Cole Kmet, he's been getting more and more involved. He was involved last year, and I liked what I saw in preseason this year. I think that he's going to be probably the 2nd highest targeted player on the Bears. Next, we have Darrell Henderson. I love Darrell Henderson in this spot. You get him in the 11th round. He's on a high-powered offense, and he's splitting the work with another player that also has injury issues. I think he's going to get some solid work when he's healthy. J.D. McKissick, with Brian Robinson's unfortunate injury, I do think that he's going to be more involved in the passing game and in the offense in general. I would have loved to have drafted Brian Robinson there, honestly. I was big on Brian Robinson, but at the moment, I'm not quite sure what his status is going to be. But I'm hoping he comes back sooner rather than later. Next up, we have Jamal Williams, Hard Knocks hero, giving great speeches, signing gifts for kids, for anime hats. Like, this guy is great. Also, he's a solid handcuff, and I think he's going to get a decent amount of work. Not a lot of work, but I think he's going to get enough to where if I needed to fill in, he'd be fine. Next two are both upside. Jahan Dotson, wide receiver for the Washington Commanders. I've heard some good things out of camp. He looks good. I'll see how his reports are before the season starts. And Romeo Doubs. The Packers offense has been talking about Romeo Doubs for a few weeks now. Looks pretty good. So we'll see what the talk is before the season starts. And that's going to do it for my 12-man full-point PPR mock draft. What'd you think? Who did I get right? Who did I get wrong? Who should I have taken and who should I have passed? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. If you have any questions, hit me up, and good luck in your draft. Peace.